games today, or back to some games. So I actually remember to load up Tomb Raider before we start today, so we don't have to sit through the long wait screen. And now I just have to do whatever we were doing in this. She's telling us kind of what we're doing, I guess.
She knows anything about your riddle.
I can't remember what riddle was.
The stone faces have always been
Feel
Sarah's
free to
obsession. Most
ask me
people come
riddles.
here looking for treasure, but not Sarah. She just wants answers. Have you been friends a long time?
She should try Google. Get a lot of answers through there.
She was the nerd.
Doing alright? Good to hear, man.
Stealing my grandma's RV. Once in a while. Like,
Have you been on like any
Sarah to
RP
come
in
Usually if
any
some
recent
kind of-
time? I've been off of it for a long time now.
Hold on. Are you that Lara?
It's Lara, not Lara.
I am.
I recognize you from your picture. What's your interest with this place?
Thievery
Following a riddle.
of
The heart
antiques.
of the serpent is in the cup near the many stone faces.
The stone faces. That's why I'm here too.
Oh shit.
I don't want to step
Maybe
on
it's
your
like
toes. It's
Medusa.
the serpent in the cup I'm really looking for.
Well, I can tell you the faces have been here for at least 400 years.
Shit,
According to
that's
documents in
ages.
the library, they keep watch. Legend has it.
What, for 400 years?
Secret crypt.
No one's doubted. They're not like
Crypt?
super
We've never been
turtles.
able to find it. As you can imagine, that's what drives the treasure hunters crazy. But if
She
the
should be called a
infamous
treasure
Lara
hunter
Croft
rather
is
than a
as clever
Tomb
as they
Raider.
say she is,
Or just thief.
if you were to find it,
Lara Croft
you might
thief.
be doing me a favor.
You think I should start at the library?
Yes, it's over by the cemetery.
That sounds
It's one of the oldest
nerdy.
buildings here.
Been pretty light on up here the last few days, but yeah, Patrick has kept up with the shenanigans. Nice. Good to hear, man. Did you move to like I know a bunch of people like moved to a different server kind of thing. Were you one of those, or are you still
you say
in
someone's
Avalanche,
missing?
which I think's down at the
Yes,
moment
Isabella,
anyway for a bit.
Another member of the field study. I checked on her after the first tremors this morning, but her tent was empty.
Both these people have their shirts
should
open
ask
to the
Mana.
right a bit more than
He
they do to the
probably
left.
told her where to find El Dorado.
Crazy
This is
times.
serious. We had
Maybe
a
that's why
fight
they
last
met
night.
each other.
A bad one.
Some sort of club.
I'm sorry, Guillermo. I didn't realize. Please continue.
You had a fight. I don't mean to pry,
Part of the
but
December extras, right? Fair.
It's all right.
What even happened
We've
there?
been
Fair
very
enough if you
close
don't want
friends
to
for
explain
almost
it.
a year. I
I
think
all
both
I
of us
know
would
is
like there to be
a whole
more.
bunch of people just went. I'm guessing it was
Neither
over
of
a
us has broached the subject.
disagreement or
Besides
something,
Sarah,
right?
They often don't get along. Sorry, Sarah, but it's true. Because Sarah insists on her team being very down to earth, while Isa has a passion for folkloric tales of hidden temples.
Was it all the way
I
back
often
in
get
December
caught
as
in
well? God damn, that was time.
those stories always come from somewhere. Even if most of it is made up, there'll be some kernel of truth to it.
That's Isa's viewpoint too. Anyway, there's an old blind man who lives here named Manu who's full of these kinds of stories. He convinced her there's a secret crypt hidden around here, and last night she asked me to come with her and find it.
This guy took a long time to tell us there's a tomb that we need to raid.
It ended with her calling me a hidebound coward and me calling her a...
You're trying to
A
details, but I
foolish
have 20
child.
people left. Granted, some did go back. Okay, fair enough.
So she ran off.
Yes.
How's
to a
the
sheep
newer
to
server?
prove all you naysayers wrong. This morning
I think
heard
if I
rumors
do
she
go back to
vandalized
RP,
the
it probably will be
cemetery
back
last
in
night.
Avalanche anyway.
That's why I
But
started looking for her.
yeah, what's the
When I
new
found
server
her
like?
missing with no one knowing anything, I started to worry.
How's
What
it
if
for
she went looking
civilians?
for the
I'm
crypt and something
assuming
happened?
Patrick's still kind of like somewhat of that.
Alright.
Oh shit! I just
You
realised my
stay
vape
here,
is nearly
so if
dead and
there's
I have not been
news or
charging.
She comes back, you'll know about it. I'll go looking for Isabella, starting with the cemetery.
Hey, Isabella!
You do that?
To be honest, I'm as curious about that crypt as she is.
You wasted enough of my time, Guillermo. I know you're soft on her.
It's not about that. It's about the safety of all of us.
Stop going soft on your ladies, buddy. Jeez. Okay, what am I doing? What's happening here? What's life? So the green one's one thing, and this thing's another thing. Explore the local mysteries. I'll go for that. So, just parkour straight over. Just like straight. Okay.
Abby's friend
Lara,
mentioned a
not
crypt
Laura.
somewhere around the library. I'll meet you there.
Can I jump over this? Oh, hello. I want to make sure I don't go into the mission. Kitty. Let's kind of keep going to the... Oh, I can maybe go through here. Oh, hello. Free shit. If Lara Croft has taught me anything, it's basically you should, if you ever find a back... That's why I should be able to double jump. If you ever find a backpack that's unguarded, always root for it. You're probably going to find great stuff.
So there's a cryptic.
Motherfucker, I'm going into your missions now, aren't I? I want to go into the cemetery.
A secret crypt.
Alright, is the secret crypt part of it? Who knows? I'm doing this now. Let's just follow them.
What about you? Did you find anything?
I got a pamphlet. 7 steps closer to God.
Pamphlet. You enjoying it? Nice. Okay, the economy certainly favours the criminal side, but it's very possible to be upper middle class as a civilian. Okay, okay. As Patrick got himself like some bad boy whip.
Impossible.
Someone
I
once
can't
said
carry
if you
anymore.
really want to learn about a town, you have to visit their graveyards.
That's silly.
I don't know why.
See what their cinema's like.
One is the same as the next.
And if they have like a
Some
Tesco.
might be a little more orderly with
Or
neat
whatever shop
rows,
in your country
or
is
they're like
the
this
equivalent to
one,
Tesco.
where it feels more natural and unplanned.
Alright, so you just chatting, but for no real reason. Oh, hello. I'll talk to that woman in a minute, but I need some treasure first. Oh, that's not the sort of treasure I need to be finding. Pop it on eBay. Sure, no more mind. Yeah, cool, whatever. Oh shit, that was loads of stuff on the map. I can't be bothered. You right, mate? I think I'm going to talk to you.
Calling me a witch. Imagine.
Okay, you're a witch. I didn't even need to imagine. Straight up did it. That was fun.
I'm
do it again too.
Herbalist, a shamefully unrecognized
Herbalist.
branch of medical science. And that child's grandmother was a dowser. The things people
Dowser?
ignore
What's a
that
dowser?
are right in front of their noses.
Some people
like my
are
pop
afraid
shield.
to
I do
believe
actually
in
pretty
what
much
they
ignore
can't
that now.
understand.
Don't really look at it.
Ha! You sound like Isa.
Isabella, the archaeologist.
Hey, Isabella!
She's the one who broke the cross by climbing on it. I don't know what was in her head. I tried to stop her, but she was very upset about something, and full of grief at the same time.
What were they saying? Grief.
Do you know where she is
Patrick
now?
goes around in an old Russian four-seater that has a cardboard aero kit. Nice.
She ran away,
So not
but I
quite,
didn't see which
Not
direction.
quite the
Instead, she was in.
same
I
ball
knew
at
better than to try to
whip she had
interfere
before,
with
but
her.
it sounds
I'm
interesting.
sorry.
That's all right. You've given me more information than I had. Do you need some help?
To be
with
fair,
this
on
one?
the Avalanche server, I don't even know if
But first we have to get
Ernest
those children out of the way.
even still has. I mean, they could have
It's
easily
unsafe
given a
for
taco
them
shop
to
to
be
someone else now if
running
they'd wanted
around
it.
while we work. That
But
the
actually, last time I was there,
blind
no one
kids
was really getting the
finger
other
ahead
open
with
restaurant, so
tales of
maybe it's
treasure,
still empty.
and they think I mean to steal it.
I'll talk to them.
Oh, do I have to? That seems like it's going to be in another part of the map again. What do you want, child? Do you sell stuff?
Hey, get away from here. It's our treasure.
Oh, you got treasure?
It's getting quite late. How about postponing the hunt?
Hey,
until tomorrow?
Batback, how you doing today, dude? Hey, and Jimmy as well. How you doing, both of you? My bot isn't working, so no one's getting their intros and stuff. But lovely to see you geezers.
I hope it doesn't.
And I don't mind
anything I can
Bakura.
do to help?
Yeah,
we
maybe
told
not
you.
Rocket League. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing maybe. Do we know anybody who else
we can keep it.
who has
That's a shame.
that
Sisters
dwarf game we
Hollywood
had,
were
the mining
very
one?
good
Wouldn't
at
mind that
sharing,
maybe,
and
or
I do know a lot
I don't think I've got
about
too many multiplayer games installed, but I can always do one over a
Know the
break or something.
sisters?
But
She could tell on us.
I don't have
I
Ends
would
down.
tell if you weren't
Me and my brother were in the area yesterday, so we popped in on Ends, and he said he may be down for some games, so I haven't spoke to him today, but we will see. Whoa.
We won't tell. help us.
But yeah, I'm open to suggestions.
find the
I'd like to do some
treasure,
Gmod or something again
leave it.
soon as well, you know? It's been a good
Good
while.
idea.
Do love me
do
some
you need?
Gmod. Like Patrick has
you
saved
told us
700k in the bank, but he's
so
also saving up
we
for
don't
potential
find the
brewery
treasure.
business. Oh shit.
Are you any
What
good
would
at
your brewery
riddles?
business be called?
I'm an
Paddy's
expert.
Pints.
Let's hear it.
And doing splendid, Jimmy, my man. How are you doing, dude? Oh shit, Jimmy, I never responded to your last message. I listened to it, but I was out at the same time, so I didn't like reply back. But the track sounded fucking sick.
Who am I?
Feel free to post a link to your SoundCloud if you want on here. I think Bakura and Viking, anyone else lurking about might well enjoy it. You know. Golf Gang, Dead by Daylight. Oh, golf. Yeah, I'd be totally down for some golf with your friends. I'd actually be totally down for that. That'd be quite fun. Gang, as in Gang Beasts. I'd need to reinstall it, but I could be down for that. And Dead by Daylight. It has been a crazy long time, but maybe. Maybe Dead by Daylight if we get like a little crowd. Golf Gang? Oh, just Golf Gang. I don't have that. If it costs money, I can't afford it. Am I meant to be doing something here? It's a big old green marker. It's really. Spoke to those greenies. Oh, she's already told me her life story, and it was boring. Oh Jesus. Yeah, shut up, Jacob. Or Jonah, not Jacob. Give me the loot. Fling to finish, and Maripie. I don't have Fling to finish either. Yeah, and potentially some Maripie. Depend who else is down to play, I guess.
Feels like a mausoleum.
Means we're on the right track, right?
Mm.
Jonah, I feel something. We're getting close.
Something inside so strong. Oh, okay, that was just a painting. I thought there might have been actual like little arms in there, and it wasn't going to be great.
Seek refuge.
Well, let me quickly open those links. See what they're saying. Oh shit, Jimmy! Thank you very much, man. You didn't need to do that at all. Thank you very much, dude. Well, Jimmy's just gifted me Golf Gang, so I'm definitely down to play that. God damn, Jimmy, thank you very much, dude. You're a legend. Well, sweet. Definitely down to play that one then. Fucking A. And damn, dude, Jimmy, that was the Taxamica, dude. That was very nice. And you're thinking of calling your brewery just Finnegan's. That's a damn good one. That sounds Irish. I trust it.
They're talking about funds allocated for renovations to the library.
Ooh. And you're a legend, Jimmy. But yeah, I'm not sure what Golf Gang is, but I'm definitely down to play it now we have it. There's rocks over there. I might go upstairs before I look at rocks.
I don't have enough space for that.
I will have too many feathers. I simply cannot carry more feathers. I should have done this actually before I walked past everything. Jesus. She has no respect for anything. Younks have fun, about to think about some fixing food and then bed. No worries, Jimmy, dude. You have a great one, and thanks again, dude. That was super nice. And I can assure you, I at least am definitely not a youngster.
This book
It's 20 past 7 here, and I'm definitely already sleepy before I even start to stream.
Maybe that was Lopez.
Like on the pamphlet. We must be getting close.
Your mum's getting
We should
close.
keep looking.
Oh, can I have that? Thank you. I'm feeling all too well for sure, man. Oh, bit like that. But yeah, hope you have a great sleep. I feel fully rested and shit. Good jump, Lara. Or Lara, as I like to call you. Repelling the demons. My first look, I thought it said refilling the demons. I didn't want to do that. Yeah, have a great night, my man. We'll see you again soon for sure.
The sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light.
Yeah.
Jonah, those 2 Bible quotes. The sun will be darkened, and under his wings you may seek refuge.
What does it mean?
That's it. Look for a heron and an eclipse.
I feel like there was a wall downstairs I need to break. I hope I'm not like doing myself a misservice by carrying on and not heading towards that. But yeah, Bakura, are you still streaming at the moment, by the way, dude? I'm not sure if you're just popping in on your break or something. But I'll probably be down, like, normal time for multiplayer, like 9-ish or so. It's such a shame having to leave piles of gold. Wasteful, you know. Also, this is the only problem with games that give you, like, eagle vision type stuff. I find just I end up using it loads. Like, some levels I'll just walk around constantly spamming it.
This cross, it looks like it's from the 17th century.
Yeah, it was nice and protected before you came along. How many cracks are here that people have hidden shit in? It's crazy. Hey, Ninsmo! How you doing, dude? Evening. You have no ideas for the drinks that'd be sold at the place, ranging from non-alcoholic to basically rocket fuel. Nice! Everyone likes a little bit of rocket fuel, you know. And you're not currently streaming. Okay, fair. Alright. Oh, gotta smash up. I've smashed this entire building. How it's not come down on us? This is actually art we're smashing too. Smashing art to get art. That's not smart. That's Jesus. And another Jesus. And another Jesus.
The true cross.
Is that what I think it is?
Triple Jesus, yeah, Jonah.
The silver box. It's unmistakable.
I'd say that's more of a grey.
Jesus takes up the cross. These are the stations of the cross.
Oh shit! And Almighty has gifted me Fling to the finish. God damn. Thank you very much, man. Almighty, are you even in chat? Thank you very much, dude. Oh shit, I am down to play Fling to the finish or Golf Gang later then, or both. Hells yeah. Thank you very much, Almighty, man. If you're not in chat right now, I'll send you a message in a bit. Hey, you're not here. Okay, I'll send you a message in a bit then. But damn, thank you, man. God damn, you guys. Thank you. It's lovely of you.
When we find the box, how do we get the key back from Dominguez?
Ask for it. How you doing today, Almighty, dude?
Found something?
Yeah. Jesus takes up the cross. Help me lift this.
You ain't Jesus. The amount you smashed in this building and now you're making it do mechanical work. Oh.
That actually worked.
Doing splendid, cheers. Kind of want to try the multiplayer games. But yeah, we'll probably try those in about an hour and a half or so, I reckon. After I've had like my first break on this, for sure.
Looks like a long way down. Let's see where this leads.
I don't really know even much about either of those games at the moment, but how many like do you guys know how many people can play it like one time? Like, can we get a big old gang? Have any of you played them yet? Am I just really slow on the uptake on these two games? Oh. Oh, music's back. She landed silently. Oh.
Station
Okay.
2.
Thanks.
Jesus falls the first time.
Okay. Fling to the finish and golf gang.
Use the light beam to follow the stations of the cross.
Doom, Lucem,
I'm just gonna pull this, you know. I reckon that'll work.
While you have the light.
Boom, baby.
That did it.
Huh.
I wouldn't want to be buried in here.
I was gonna say, this looks like we could be impaled by a lot of crosses here.
Walk while you have the light.
I mean, what happened to the days of Laura Croft just abusing elderly people? In her own home, I will put. Not in the street, that'd be wrong.
This looks like the Virgin Mary.
Golf gang is newer, okay.
Jesus meets his mother.
I'm guessing both have somewhat of a golfy vibe to them. Like fling to the finish sounds
It never
like
looks dusty.
they'll probably be doing that. Mum looks dusty. Get him.
I'll give you a boost.
I think fling is 4-player. Okay, cool.
Hey,
Was that at the right angle, really?
the light leads this way.
Jonah's basically a cat, just following beams of light. Not paying any attention to the fact that some of these skulls could have gold teeth in.
What happened to these people?
Died.
Looks like the light activated something.
Get him.
Laura!
It's alright.
Alright.
She's the main protagonist.
You're lucky it was a little
Plus, she's
rusty.
wearing this nifty outfit, which
This
has
must be Station 4.
javelin resistance.
Let's have a look at these frescoes.
Fucking hell.
Have to use a light beam to follow
Bit
the
much.
stations of the cross.
Oh my god, what am I gonna do? This Lara, she's always expecting me to do shit, man.
Have to use a light beam to
I know,
follow
I'm
the
just seeing if I
stations
can
of the
loot
cross.
Lara. Goddamn
These
wench.
people look like they were tortured.
Oh no, I want to go the other way.
I don't think this was just a crypt.
So that was Jesus. All these corpses keep getting in the way, man. Right, there's a...
I'll get it.
I'll get stabbed. Sweet. I think I did it right. There's Jesus cross.
Jesus falls a second time.
Alright. No, like, rats running. This is a lot. I mean, somebody's gone for a lot of time to put all this here. Looks nice though. Not in a holidays sense, just in a game design sense.
Laura, is that what I think it is?
Yeah, she farted.
Cross again.
But with mummies, isn't this sacrilegious?
Not
Oh, what, mothers
necessarily.
can't be religious
Could
people?
have been
Jesus,
for the ultimate
Jonah.
homage.
Or they were just sick?
This must be Station 6.
Or station sick, you know?
Looks like a church.
He's carrying the cross. Think he's taking up the cross. Jesus nailed to the cross.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
So Lopez staged the whole crucifixion of the nuns.
Oh.
Seems sacrilegious.
I think this was a
I'm
place
sorry
of
if I'm gonna
worship
ruin someone's
for an
door.
underground sect.
But I'm just gonna make sure this doesn't turn into like some sort of Skyrim-based fantasy game where all of the people that are alive come back to life or some shit.
I'm glad I wasn't around.
And I'm gonna have a lot of dust on me now.
They're carrying him.
Is it?
They're lifting him.
Is it?
That inscription.
She's wiping his
Not fear
face,
those
I think.
who kill the body,
I'm guessing we're gonna have to do this like
the soul. Is that meant for us?
in
Don't
time
let
or
Lopez
something,
get in
right?
your head. He's
But,
caused enough trouble already.
Let's do this.
Oh no, don't even need to give a shit about this one yet. All right. So is it that one I need to turn first?
Have to use the light beam to follow the stations of the cross.
You have to be more patient, Lara. That's what you have to bloody be. Slag. I was hoping I could grab onto those. Oh, now I can move it this way. Okay, cool. That's what I wanted. Death. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, so I think this is one of those puzzles that you have to think about.
Looks like a church. These ones are posed like monks.
Okay.
So Lopez staged the whole crucifixion of the mummy. Second witness.
I think this was a place of worship.
Come on, Jonah.
Underground sect.
I don't want to do it. It seems dangerous.
From the pamphlet.
So we can't go around that way. Because there is another one on the other side.
This is disgusting. I'm glad I wasn't around when Lopez was.
Alright, so that's the furthest that one goes. Okay. So it's clearly not that one first.
That inscription. Do not fear those who kill the body, but are unable to kill the soul. Does that mean
I feel like that one's going to be first, right?
Lopez, get in your head. He's caused enough trouble already.
okay? Let's do this.
How do I get that to turn to the other side? I assume I'm meant to do this side first. Right, don't kill me.
Carrying him.
Ah, it's killed me. Ah, shit. Can I skip? No. You have to pay for being down. So I'll try the second one first. Hope for the best, I guess. Probably just need to find some inscription somewhere that I already have.
These ones are posed like monks.
Maybe it's because I killed all the monks, the dust monks. They were a bit upset about it, so they were like, we're just going to kill you whatever you do. Let's find out.
So Lopez staged the whole crucifixion of the mummies.
Alright.
I think this was a place of worship for an underground sect.
I guess this is a sect from the pamphlet.
Alright, so time to take a random guess again. It's either Jesus carrying the cross, Jesus being hoisted up to the cross, or Jesus on the cross. I kind of want to go for the Jesus on the cross.
Don't let Lopez get in your head. He's
Or is it meant to be
caused enough
similar to the other
trouble
one?
already.
Hey, Mojo Baby! How you doing, my man? Damn good to see you, dude. The bot is not working today. It's already frozen a couple of times, so we'll try it again after the break. But for now, there is no sound effects beyond Lara dying a lot. Yeah. How's it going, man? How is the new PC treating you? I had it for like a week or two now, right? It must be all you're doing. I know McClay's just a bit of a bitch. I mean, why is he gonna try to fuck with us when we're just trying to get that shit done? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're doing good.
What the hell happened here?
Oh yeah, I don't know if anybody in chat likes him, but I saw Alan Partridge the other night. It was fucking awesome.
Lopez had his
Steve Coogan's Mancunian, so Mojo might like him. Beyond that, I don't know if anyone actually likes Alan Partridge in our chat.
Witnesses.
Good though. Yeah, top notch. Playing Cyberpunk right now, fucking A. Steve Coogan is man, yeah boy. The show's great. I know they've. I'm pretty sure they filmed it for like DVD or whatever. If it might go to a streaming thing, but definitely worth watching if you're a fan of it. Sick. A 24-hour party, people. That I fucking love that movie as well, man. It's too good.
Only the hands of the righteous one.
They got
may
great actors for
seize
like
destiny
the
from
Happy
life.
Mondays and New Order and shit.
I guess it's you then.
Her teeth are quite clean. How's she brushing her teeth out here?
On his goose chase.
And washing her hair.
He
And keeping her skin so
sabotaged
clean and
every
soft.
clue.
All to keep this box from Trinity.
Was it a couple of weeks ago? Fuck yes.
ITT.
You love the guy, the guy who plays Sean.
Totally consumed by it.
Oh yeah. They also had the dude from My Family playing. Was it the guitar? Was it the guitarist or the bassist from New Order? Not My Family either. Royal Family. Oh. It's got a bit of damage on it. Oh, everything's Indiana Jones in. She fucked it. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, hold up. Can't swim and vape at the same time. Ralph Little, that's his name. That's the badger. Oh, where am I going? Down here? I suppose it seems nice down here. You want to say the guitarist? Yeah, I think he was the guitarist. I'm pretty sure. And then they had the dude from like Human Traffic as the drummer, I think. Oh no, he was the bassist. The drummer was someone else, I think. I don't actually know. She needs some air, you know. Oh, fucking hell. Oh. There's a lot of dead folk. She should check if any of them have, like, some oxygen in their mouths. Oh, Jesus. I think the Human Traffic guy was Peter Hook. Isn't that an actual bassist? Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah, you said he played him. Yeah. Fucking hell. Oh, shit. How did I fall in water and he fell into catch?
I don't know.
I'm here. Don't be a bitch, Lara. Don't sell your boy.
Fuck you!
I mean, he has to die in this trilogy, really, because it's the last one in the trilogy. Oh, they're just beating him up a bit. Oh, what? Oh, you pussy. He didn't even pull out a gun.
Stop. Let him go.
No. Just shoot the both of you. That's how I'd see this going down, really. You're going to give them that cool looking stone over this dude?
Release him, and I will give you the box.
Lara, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing, you dumb shit?
I've lost enough people.
Can lose one more then. Don't give it to Solid Snake. Not him. It's clearly Moon Knight.
I know you have. Your father was brilliant.
He was taken from me before I could know.
He was my friend. But he was obsessed, relentless.
You didn't know him.
He refused to see the potential for destruction in his work. He had to be stopped.
So you killed him.
You had him killed.
And you just gave him a box. So...
He was going to lead the public to buy TT. Everything I love, everything I fought for. My world would have been destroyed.
And what about my world?
You can't think it's the same.
It is. To a 9-year-old girl, I was a child.
Yeah, not now. Get
There
over
was
it.
Too much at stake.
Yeah, if there were
An entire
stakes, that's fair.
civilization,
Who doesn't like a
hundreds of
good
years
steak?
of independence, thousands of lives. I had no choice.
There's always a choice.
Still, you just gave that thing to the dude who killed your dad.
It's not too late.
Why don't you just stab him with your shoulder, Lara?
You can honor Unuratu and restore the sun.
You got a whole Triceratops there.
No.
Kill him.
The threat must be removed.
You're a low, selfish, murdering coward.
And you, Lara? How many lives have you ended? Hmm?
Fair.
In pursuit of what?
She's killed a lot of people. A lot of people. You've already given a box. Oh no, now you got the box again. Oh shit. He used to play American rugby, I imagine. No, don't shoot him. There we go. Yeah, has Lara got all of her guns back again, or have I lost them all again? No, must have them because I just threw that one away. What is this? Oh, don't drop down, you dumb shit.
That Rourke running past just now? Yeah. Think we should call him?
How do I switch?
If there's any change in our status, he'll tell us.
I can't remember how I switched the actual arrow type.
Hasn't been much radio chatter.
Oh, like that, maybe. I don't have any of those.
The air is burning my throat.
Huh, they saw me coming by the seams of it. I think I'm just going to run around. No, let's go here. Hey, some stuff. Alright, we got this. Okay, cool. We're still stealthing. Still stealth. I feel like I should be able to shoot a bow and arrow out of a bush and hit someone without everyone instantly turning on me, right? No one was looking. Alright, let's Predator up.
They just left her alone in the church. It was chaos in there, obviously. But this is Croft. There was something more important to worry about.
Let's see, I should be able to now shoot a guard. I'm going to try it again. No, they saw me instantly down here again. Okay. Who uses grenades? Come on now. I suppose they have a right to use grenades when my shotgun somehow covers the entire range of the world. Where are you shooting me from? Over there. I think he just blew himself up.
Jonah, where are you?
I'm in the cane field. They can't see me.
Keep your head down. I'm on my way.
Cleared a nice path. What must this do? Why is that yellow? Could I have hidden on that or something? We'll never know now.
All units, priority 1. Find Lara Croft. You heard the commander.
Good thing my name's Lara, not Lara.
Croft, I know you're out there. I should have killed you in Siberia, but the Minguez was against it. That's on me. But I'm gonna fix that mistake. Now.
Like, I'm just gonna go guns blaze.
I swear I'm gonna kill her.
Oh no, that's fine. No, it wasn't. Force me out. You already know where I am, you tart. Oh. Fucking controller shooting, man. How do I change to side or aim? I don't want to look down the right anymore. Left. I don't know how I managed to do this. I want to look the other way. How do I change to the fucking shoulder I'm shooting from? That was annoying.
Croft, I know you're out there.
Okay, so that's better.
I should have killed you in Siberia, but the Minguez was against it. That's on me. But I'm gonna fix that mistake. Now.
We're in the bushes, fam. All day, all fucking day. Oh, maybe not. I mean, this was surely going to happen anyway. They didn't have this new cutscene made just for my failures.
Let's get her.
Does this count as a bush? Probably not, because they seem to be throwing shit at me again. Oh shit! Oh, it's a helicopter. That's not going great for Lara. Oh shit! I don't even know what happened there apart from fire. Oh shit, more of them. Oh, am I meant to be getting to the helicopter?
Lara, I'm in a chopper. I've got a pilot.
What?
Hurry.
Didn't have to kill all those people at all. Lara, you've jumped over so much worse than this. Oh, Lordy.
Give me that box.
Oh, Jonah. You bugger. You best have brought the box down with you. Don't check on him, check about the box. Jonah, you goddamn liability.
Jonah!
Hey, Aiden! How you doing today, dude? That thief stole from me. He was also a thief, but I thieved it first, which is bullshit.
What the hell were you thinking?
Apparently there's no honor amongst thieves. But no one's ever had to say that before. Oh, well, the apocalypse has started.
They might not get
Go?
Go, we got this.
What? As in chase a fucking helicopter? Is she about to summon wings? What's going on? Can we not at least have a motorbike? Oh! Crash Bandicoot level, go! Do love a good Crash Bandicoot level. Oh, watch out for the water. So there's a lot of electricity fucking about. Don't look back! But I kind of want to look back now. Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy. Where are we going now? Just down here? Okay. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, sorry, Lara! Ah, and you're dead. And she's dead. Nah, only joking. She just, she fell over. She got a boo-boo. Oh, did that last time too. Oh, fucking hell, man. Oh, where you going now, girl?
Command, this is Cardinal 1. All set to launch out. Back on course for heading 327. Acknowledge.
Oh, jumped down the wrong bit. Only one shot. Oh. Well. Yeah, fuck. The bot is not working at the moment, Island, sadly, so you're not able to gamble. But I suppose you could probably message other people and just, like, place bets on stuff if you really wanted with real life money. Seems dangerous, but could be lucrative.
Command, this is Cardinal 1. All set to launch out. Back on course for heading 327. Acknowledge.
Only one chance.
Yeah, that dude just fell. Swan dive. Didn't even swan dive. I'd get out of the water. I feel like that devastation isn't over yet. That was a big old landslide. Oh, I'll have a kip. I guess she hasn't had a good night's sleep in a good while. I don't know if she's ever had any sleep at all, actually. She's probably been knocked out a few times, so that counts, I guess.
How much longer to pay TT?
Almost there.
It's not a definitive answer, though, is it?
I'm sorry I lost the box.
You fucking well should be, Jonah.
It's not your fault.
It is your fault. You thrown out of a helicopter, at least take the box with you. Tits.
It's Dominguez. It's Trinity. All the way back, as far as I can remember, it's always been them.
Well, then you should have known better.
I could have had a family. Everything could have been different. We will get the box, and we will stop Dominguez.
That's two things. Usually you should aim for one. Might complicate the matter trying to do both.
Your Highness.
Lara. Where's the box?
Yep,
Amaru has
ask
it.
Jonah.
But the death of the sun draws near.
We'll get it back before he completes the ritual.
This will not be easy. We'll have to adjust the plan.
Maybe your plan should be to hit
Please.
puberty?
Take your time to prepare yourself. We'll gather intelligence and fighters.
Thank you.
I'll stay here and lend Uchu a hand. Let me know if you need anything.
Okay.
Good times. What's this green?
Comrades are going to die.
You alright?
Have more rebels been captured?
Ishiki, maybe you can help.
Probably
I sent
not.
5 men to steal the cult of Kukulkan's weapons.
Well, Gabe was
from
live,
Japan.
he'd be like, get
Mission
him.
failed.
Right.
In former times, I would have
Right.
led them myself. But now I can't fight. I can't even run, or else I start to cough up blood.
Ugh.
But I'm still a good planner, or I was until today.
Maybe you should
My comrades were caught and
go to a
strung on
doctor.
posts throughout the lower village as a warning.
Let's go back to the fact you're coughing up blood, dude. Like, I don't think you're very reliable to be in
You said I
our
might
chain
be
of
able to
command.
Yes, with your serpent guard attire, you can untie all 4 of them and no one will suspect
Yeah, but then I have to change outfits.
4. You said there were 5 men on the mission.
There were. Kolki was leading them, but he wasn't captured along with the others.
Was he murdered?
Nobody's seen him. He's probably been killed.
Probably.
I'll see what I can do.
I won't. Unless they're in this cave, I don't see how I can help you. Alright.
Thank you again, Lara. The rebellion must have the shield of the Age Maker. I just hope we're not too late.
Oh, okay, I was hoping you were going to give me something cool, but... Right. Not getting anywhere in particular. Right, nerds. Oh, campfire. Story time.
I can't believe how...
Oh, I cancelled her story time. I didn't... Oh, shit. Oh well. No bot meant I probably won't even get your money now. You could just, you could pretend, and if that, like, oh yeah, I won, or oh, I lost. Like, see if that gives you a similar level of joy. Could do. Yeah, why not? There you go then. Go on then. And can we do some upgrades? Yeah, sweet. So that's what we're currently using. Why? It's quite low. Hang on. Did I select the wrong arrow at some point? Maybe not. Or maybe it's just a new level of upgrades. Oh, I should have done that one. Bollocks. Nice looking bows, isn't they? So yeah, let's upgrade. No, they're all shit. That one I can just skip straight to the 4th. Alright, nice. Okay, so at least that gun's going to be way better now for us. Although that one looks like it was already a lot better. Okay. Oh shit. What's the battle dress look like? It's kind of cool. I'm going to fuck off the extra moves and just go by what looks cool. That's kind of cool. Be a fox. Fuck it. It's all levels crazy.
Thank you again, Lara.
No worries.
This means so much to the future.
Oh, this is a weird outfit, actually. Let's change outfit. Don't feel as foxy as I thought it would.
How much Etsley has...
Gutted. She thought she was actually going to get to finish that. So what's this one look like? I think we did that one. I mean, that one's always cool. We're not allowed to choose from too many at the moment. Let's go for this one, fuck it. Okay. Get. So let's go forward and slightly left. Let's go, Jonah. No time to waste. Our people need us. Oh no, I went the wrong way. Gonna be in the cave? Or am I just gonna be up there actually? Again, I guess I have to go up here. Easy. Hey! There we go. Oh, what you want?
Are all these young people crazy these days?
Oh wow, that's really insensitive. Saying all young people are crazy. What's just happened? I need to oh, she told me where something was. That's so good. Alpaca? I think it's an alpaca. What are you saying, fam? Apparently you're a mission. You're a mission! Just accept it. What's the mission, brody? What do you want me to do? Piece of shit. Baiting me out for nothing. So it is back in the cave, I imagine, in that case. Son of a bitch. Hey, she got tattoos on this costume? I need to go here. What was it again? Oh. Oh, I'm not allowed to get my weapons out. You right, mate? After speaking with Etzli, fast travel will be disabled until the story campaign is complete. Are you ready to take on Kukulkan?
I won't be long.
Oh shit. We're at that stage, are we? Wow. In that case, maybe I should be looking... I mean, I've got a lot of side missions I haven't done. Maybe I should do some of those. So retrieve the King's Horn, find the dice, seek the outcasts, explore the local mysteries, Age of Makers. Oh, and free some rebels and shit. That dude did say I should be wearing an outfit for that one, didn't he? I can just run in there, I'm sure, right? But can I just mark these? Oh, that's supposed to already marked. Fair enough. Okay, well, I want to fast travel. So... Whee!
I can't believe how much
I'll
Etzli
let her
has
say
grown
the
in such a
story.
short time.
He's going to make a great king.
It's not. It's a lie. I don't know if I've actually fast travelled in this game yet. It's been pretty linear. There's not been too many reasons to, like, go back to places. Chain gang complete. Maybe that's for fast travel. Right. So behind me, to my left. Right over there somewhere. Alright, I've got to free the prisoners. Oh, literally to my... Right. Oh, hello. Your door's shit, fam.
Be cursed.
All full up. Can't carry any more.
I'll take that pelt, though. Hey. I thought this was a prison. Guess not. Oh, are you right, mate? Serpent guard outfit required. Motherfuck. Where was that camp? Straight in front. Get out of the way.
I can't believe how much Etzli has grown in such a short time. He's lost both his parents. I wonder how he's really doing.
Bad. See what it did to Bruce Wayne? He was a millionaire. You're just a street rat, Lara Croft.
I spit on their graves.
Well, don't. I'm gonna free you.
Have you come to finally kill me?
I'm not with the cult.
Yes.
I'm a friend here to free you.
That's an effective disguise. Can you use it to free the others? And find
Wow, saving this dude's life and instantly asking and demanding other stuff like, Jesus, dude.
In the confusion, I heard him shout, ordering a retreat. I'm sure he's alive.
You've said it too many times. He's definitely not alive. I'll hold to track. Well, I held it, but it doesn't give me an option to track. Okay. I just want to get the map up again. Okay, cool. So, left and forward. And I'm gonna guess up, because then we can jump down if not. Hello. Okay. Oh wait, is this actually definitely a prison of one? Free the rebels, yeah, okay.
They'll not see me beg.
Yeah.
You're wasting your time.
Okay, fine, I'll leave.
I'll never tell you anything.
I'm not here to interrogate you. I'm here to free you.
Bribery? Life as a traitor will be worse than death.
I'm sure it would, but I'm a friend.
Thank you, friend.
You're welcome. You and your friends are safe.
No. The cult was expecting us. A spy has infiltrated the rebellion.
Alright, well, you go deal with that. Because I'm not. Yeah, sick. Yeah, good shit.
A heavy-breasted.
Oh, I didn't need to see that. I actually just wanted to go to the map. Okay. Can I have my side missions back up on there now, please? Or do I have to wait for it to save? There we go, okay. Just keep following it around, basically. Go this way? Yeah. Hey, a radio. Hey, there he is.
Mother, father. So, am I in the afterlife?
There's another mission happening there.
No, I'm very much alive, as are you.
A mortal and an immortal.
There, you're free to go.
Yes, I have been liberated.
Yeah, hurry up. I need to go listen to these other nerds now.
Anything happens to him, you're out. Chaska won't protect you.
Oi, you're talking well loud, everybody. Okay? Everyone can hear you outside. You're not being very, subtle, you know?
Hakan?
Who are you?
I'm a wolf.
Hey, Fi! How you doing, dude? Hidden City ain't so hidden if you ended up here. I know, right? I came here with Thomas Cook. Yeah, it was a good flight package. It's all inclusive. I don't have to pay for meals or drinks while I'm here. It's good, man. They even bring a little person to shower you between cutscenes. Great stuff.
Thanks to you.
If I remember correctly, it took both of us to get out of that cell. So how have you been?
Shit, you ain't even got a top.
I'm trying my best not to squander the second chance I was given, but I may not have a choice.
What's the trouble?
Aaron, one of the men who lives here, happens to work at the garden.
Did I accidentally get a new side mission rather than complete the other ones?
Some snooping around for me, but he hasn't returned.
Really?
You're afraid something's happened to him.
He is now.
His sister is.
Either Lara is teeny or this dude is giant. Probably teeny Lara, right?
And the woman who runs this
She's a thief. She needs to be able to get into like tight places and shit.
I could check on Aaron for you. If he's in some sort of trouble, maybe I can pull him out.
Aaron. It's just Aaron.
You do have a knack for it, I'll give you that. you still have that priest outfit of yours?
As it happens, I do.
And everybody's wanting Lara to dress up.
Aaron is a custodian at the guard barracks in the upper city. That outfit is going to get you through the door.
I've got to keep this outfit on to free some other people first, though, dude. Now, if you need the number of my mobile shower person, I'm more than happy to pass that across, because you need it. Alright, but, get out of here! No, I want to do the other active mission. No, that one's a mission? Okay, right, okay. I see. So try going forward and then left if I can. Just say Talib Kwali. So left and then like another left maybe? Like that way? That's a house. Yeah, it must be up here somewhere. Oh, loading. B. Oh, hello.
This describes something nearby. Canals bring water to the arid parts of the village, and they washed me away.
Cowards. All of us.
Yeah, guys. I'm sorry, I was just looking for stuff to steal. Where is this nerd we need to save? To our right. So, yeah, can I get up there? Get away. Oh, here he is. Yeah, mate. Mate?
This is what we deserve for failing so miserably.
Don't be so rough on yourself. You'll live to fight another day.
We didn't fight. We gave up when we were surrounded. Marched off to die without a single drop of blood on the ground.
We haven't told him we're a good guy yet. He's just telling this to the enemy. What defeatist? Return to Poma? I mean, that's bullshit. Like, we got time to go to Poma. Jesus. Is that Poma there? Okay, so we can go to him later. Heart to mind. Retrieve the King's Horn. Locate Kuali. Okay. Where is Kuali? Oh, fucking hell. Mission giver. They must be DLC as well, because they got the little mark on it. Oh, and this, I got to go there for stuff anyway. Okay. Okay, well, we'll try and get to that campsite. Where's the nearest one here? All the way back down there. Okay. Whoa! I think he was an actor. Good times. So might as well get just dressed like a priest first of all. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but we can upgrade our bow, so we may as well. Nice, lovely jubbly. So, they wanted us to put on the priest. So that's a herbalist. That's like the family line. That's the guard's dressed. That's dressed like a fox. It's a battle dress. That's just that. Dragon scales. I don't. Is this? Do I have a priest outfit? Ancient science. I don't have a priest outfit at the moment. Either that, or I'm not allowed to use the priest outfit. And this is the herbalist robes? I'm sure it'll tell me when I get there. Fuck it. We got this on now for whatever it is. See ya. Get him. So I have no idea if they're planning to do another Tomb Raider after this. We might find she dies at the end of this, for all I know, but they've been a good game. Good game, good game, good game. So this way, there's a nerd up here. Oh, hello.
Laura, I have to talk to you.
Alright, go for it. I'm just doing this, apparently. Oh.
What was that?
That's part of what we have to talk about. Meet me in the courtyard.
Mate, could you not? I'm like, oh, you're the mission giver. I was going to say, I'm here for a specific reason, Jonah. Don't be a dick. Why are these glowing? Can I kill them?
We've got a problem.
Can I chase them? Can I pet them? Oh, fine. What's your mission going to be, little tart? I've run out of razor blades and I won't be able to keep my goatee so kempt.
Trinity's still here.
What? I thought they all returned to Paititi for the ritual.
I guess during the mudslide,
What the fuck's on my arms?
separated and were left behind.
That's a shit tattoo.
They found an old ruin underground and set up a base camp.
It's a crypt. The locals told me it was built for the priest of Sipakna.
Okay, nice.
The god of mountains.
Like we didn't know that. Jesus, come on, Lara.
The crypt is annexed to the temple of Sipakna. Many people here still visit that temple regularly.
Or they did, until Trinity moved in next door.
And that's why the tremors and the ash haven't stopped.
Zapakna doesn't appreciate being neglected.
So, Lara, I was hoping...
Do you think you could check it out?
I know it's a lot to ask.
I'm on it.
Like a car bonnet.
Thanks. It's really appreciated.
What?
Jonah and that girl sitting in a tree, doing things they shouldn't be. What are you saying, fam?
Imagine hiding out in a crypt.
Okay. Oh, there's so many documents. I don't need them all, really, do I? I guess locate the old crypt. So I gotta go behind me.
I sure would do it.
So that way. No, to my right. Down there. All right, and then we'll find it. Yeah, this guy's right to be terrified of me. I'm like a gazelle. See? I don't know.
I'm happy Jonah's alive.
Is
He
that?
makes
Oh,
friends
okay.
so easily. I probably would have walked here to the mission, but Jonah, he just asked Abby for a ride and she said yes.
Motherfucker, we did walk here to the mission.
I hope we're in the right place and we can find the box before Trinity. The earthquake hit last night at the oil facility.
The Trinity, we've given the box to Trinity. This mission was definitely meant to be done way earlier.
To end this before this town ends up like...
No, wait, it can't be because that's just standard. It's alright, we'll figure it out one day. What are you saying?
You hear that?
I don't hear anything.
Exactly. She must be close.
She?
The Empress Jaguar. As soon as she shows up,
Jaguar?
the other animal shuts up. No need to attract her attention, right?
Right. Shouldn't we be quiet too then?
Shouldn't we put out our weapons too then, though? Might as well see what this is. Oh, come on. Sorry, I'm going the right way still. Get out of here! It's not safe. There's guns around here. Get out! See? Tried to warn them. To progress past this point, request a rope ascender. Just let me shoot stuff. What's wrong with you? So we can't get in the crypts there at least. Oh, maybe we can here. Okay. Maybe we get the ascender from this mission. Hey.
All full up. Can't carry anymore.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Good thing she's wearing shorts. You're about to enter this tomb. Your current progression was saved. Do you want to continue? Oh shit! Like it's proper and shit.
I don't understand. It's almost like a creel.
So you're about to enter this tomb. Your current progression will be saved. Yeah, go on then, I guess. Is this like a separate thing? This is either like maybe DLC or like some sort of challenge map that's outside of the story, maybe. Either way, we're in a tomb, guys. Woo! This is a raid. Put your fucking hands up, you slags. That's it. Just pull down the tomb you're in and just shout. Oh, hello. Huh. I think I smell a trap. Although these seem to be fairly already done. Makes me think there's some
Locked,
other nerd.
but there's gonna be a way to open them.
What's that? Another crab.
There's that symbol again.
Oh, I'm gonna get lost in here.
All full up. Can't carry anymore.
She's such a defeatist. Just carry more of that. Just carry more gold instead. Wow. Eh.
I knew they'd have a generator here somewhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's so dark. How are you going to play poker with no lights? Oh, there's no poker. Oh, fucking hell, like.
Good. Now let's see if I missed anything in the dark.
Probably.
I don't have enough space for that.
That's that generator. So it's brought me back here. Let's go up here again. So I think it wants me to go back this way. Is this where we came in, maybe? Yeah, this is where we came in. Oh, shit. Ah, sweet, sweet. A candle or a torch, yeah, would be quite useful. She does have a torch, she's just a bit flipping about when she uses it. All day, baby. Oh, and roly-poly down the stairs. Do, 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 do. It's not even dramatic music when you do that now. The game's already like, yeah, well, you know you're going to make it. Don't worry.
I bet I know what happens if I pick the wrong door. Nothing good.
Don't pick the wrong door then, eh? Alright, let's go for this one first. It's probably the right one. That wasn't too bad. Try next door. Oh, it's this one. I was kind of getting ready to do it again. Me too. I totally noticed there was a symbol on that door as well when I chose to go through it.
After everything we went through to get this thing, you want someone to just steal it from us?
That's not what I said. I'm questioning why we took it in the first place.
The plan is solid. It's gonna take some time to play out.
It's just all this damn waiting.
On it! Hold it! Hold it! Let me check!
I should have started this way. Oh, that just took all three of them out. Sweet. Yeah, it's kind of annoying that the arrows aren't all that stealthy in this one. I suppose they're all standing with each other, so maybe that was part of it, but I feel like I've done the right thing because it's pretty clear up here now.
Abby, it's Lara. I'm at the Trinity camp. Some of them are guarding a crab figurine.
Oh no, that must be the central offering from the temple. No wonder the earth is still shaking. That crab was stolen directly from Zipakna himself.
Oh shit.
Abby.
You have to put that crab back in the temple, where it belongs.
Okay.
I feel like we're in a temple. Oh no, we're in a tomb, not a temple, right? My bad, my bad. So I assume straight up there, yeah? A raffle god. A raffle god. No, Raff. I bring down the full raffle? Raffle god doesn't sound right. It sounds like I'm talking about giving you all like a bit of paper with a number on, and at the end of it I'll call a number and one of you gets to be the god at the end. And oh shit, Kyle baby! Coming in with the 56 months now. Holy shit. How are you doing, my man? God damn, thank you very much. 56 months now. That's pretty much harder than I can count. Yeah. What's next? 12? I don't even know. But thank you. I do love Bakura's little Ricky slide in one there. So did I do what I needed to do in there then?
I think I can see the temple site.
Oh, I've got to go to that fucking temple, is it? Alright.
There's a village in front of it.
That's the one.
I mean, is the gold thing the temple? Is that where we're going? Oh no, to my left. Oh, that's probably the temple down there, right? Yeah, okay. Can I just jump down here? Oh, we got a parkour. Oh shit, it's all gassy.
The village is abandoned.
Because of the mudslide.
Because of the gas. It's gassy. Oh. Yeah, how is tricks, Kyle, dude? Ooh. What do I do here then? Just fuck off. Oh no, just do that. I can't. and ends it. That's not very positive thinking, is it?
Site. There's a village in front of it.
I know, let me start running. Talk and run, Lara. You don't need to hold your ear. It's not how Bluetooth works. Things good, just winding up post work. Fucking hey, nice.
Because of the mudslide.
I hope the villagers will be able to return here soon.
Why? It's a shithole. Face looks shit, mate.
Must be a way to get across.
Must be. Huh. Little fact, if you haven't played this game before, but death kills you.
I hope the villagers will be able to return here soon.
Again, tis a shithole. Can I make that?
I have to go through the church.
Careful, the buildings are unstable.
They say that, but I bet it'll barely break whilst I'm in here. Thank you, Jesus. So it didn't even topple or anything. That's bullshit.
I can't believe it. Trinity destroyed the bridge.
You'll find your way through.
Or will she? Okay.
I can't believe it. Trinity destroyed the...
What'd they do? What are we blaming Trinity for?
I can't believe it. Trinity destroyed the bridge.
You'll find your way through.
We've all played Fall Guys here. We know what we're doing. See? You know exactly what I was doing. Oh no, maybe I'm gonna do this. Okay. Tomb time, baby. Oh no, this is temple. We've been in the tomb.
Inside the temple, Zapakna's eating a crab, his favorite food.
It sounds like lava in there. Oh shit, cool.
This has to be it. I'm okay. And I see Zapakna.
So I'll just keep walking. Ooh. Down to Mordor.
Getting closer.
Are we? Dropping. Oh no. I thought I had to grab back on, but I didn't. The floor is lava. I repeat, the floor is lava.
Getting closer.
Lara is an optimist. We got some way to go yet before we could be really deemed close, if I'm being honest. But alright, we'll be dangerous and shit. Look at that shit.
close.
No, it wasn't. It's just right. Don't be a dick.
Just beautiful. There must be more of these triggers. If I find all of them, they'll push the partner back to the top.
She knows a lot for somebody who's never obviously schooled herself in temple studies. What's that about? Oh, okay. Oh, fucking hell.
Move up.
Oh, it just turns the fire off. I assume I've got to connect that to something, right? So I can't jump down.
Got to move up.
Oh, apparently I missed that altogether. Oh. I didn't want to do it on that guy. It just didn't feel right to me, you know. No. I was hoping to get that thing. I didn't really work out as I wanted it to, but it's probably fine. Probably not fine. Oh no, probably fine. No, probably not fine.
Got to move up.
I can't actually get back across now, can I? I feel like what I did there by weighing him down was partially right, but not enough right. Maybe I can jump back. So I've done that to that. I was hoping I could get like up there or something, you know, but oh, it did let me do it this time. Okay, fair enough. I just wasn't doing it right previously. Oh shit. Well, we learn from our mistakes. And we move up. We learn to live. And love. Oh, was that not the right thing to do? Maybe I was meant to double jump up it. Fuck. Jesus. Sure.
That's deadly. I'll have to find a way to stop it.
Yeah, ideally I need to tie it to something, don't I? just double jump off there? Is that what I did wrong? Oh, it was what I did wrong. Oh, fuck. Whew. Never in doubt. Feels like it's going to be incredibly hot. Huh. Oh, maybe I got time to each other actually. Don't even know if I can or not. Nah, okay. Don't have enough time to do that. Maybe I can time to each other. Pull that one down. It's closer to me. That doesn't work. Maybe I can blow up the ballast thing underneath it? Oh, she didn't die there. Where are we?
That's deadly. I'll have to find a way to stop it.
That one obviously takes a lot longer to reset, it seems. Maybe I can go around the corner. Oh, I can. Okay. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck! Okay, well, we know what we're doing now, so that's 3/4 of the battle. Oh, sometimes we're going to have to go back up there in a bit. What happens if I go in its mouth? Oh, I can't. Come on. Who doesn't want to adventure into a crocodile's mouth? Made of gold. Man.
Have to find a way across.
Easy.
Have to find a way across.
I have. Always trying to downplay my achievements, isn't she? Up it. Okay. Why would you do this to me, Lara? Fire. Oh, I don't actually know where I'm going on this bit yet. So we'll hold off for a second. We do need to get up there, but... I want to go. Okay. There's only one way to find out how we do this, so... Oh, over here. Oh, Jesus. Listen, she's doing this rock climbing fucking sandals right now. It's a bit ludicrous. Can I just jump into the mouth as it goes up? That would save me a lot of time.
Up there, inside the caiman's mouth.
Alright, we're nearly there. A lot of fire in this tomb. Do you reckon it's just like natural methane gases and stuff?
Have to find a way across.
Oh dear. Well, I mistimed that jump a little bit. Alright, let's do this. Oh. Yeah, the game didn't let me do anything there for a second. I think I can get that. Maybe I've got to let the other one go down a bit more before I jump across, so then I have a higher platform to do what I need to do. Or maybe I need to tie this down. Oh no, because I've got to spin it around, so it's not going to be worth doing that. Definitely not meant to just jump across there like that then. I'm definitely doing something wrong, for sure. Okay. I'm going to give this one last go, and then I do need to take a break. So... I think we're going to do some potentially either fling it to the end or golf gang. I got gifted those both today. I'm not sure exactly what Bakura recommended them, so I'm not sure if he's already like passed a recommendation on to yourself. I'm also up for ideas. Don't know if either of those. Savage, okay. I'm gonna do that thing. What did that do? Nothing. Oh, no, that's why I shot to that originally. Okay, yeah. What if I do this to that one? Does that work? No. So there's definitely no time to jump across there, so I don't think that's right. Can't dig into these. Oh shit. Well, fuck. Maybe it's something I'm gonna do. Right, so there's nothing. None I can shoot to or anything like that from here. Then this one I feel should link up with something. But maybe once we've hooked it, like maybe it should be hooked. Ah, yeah, that's what I need to do. We got this now. This whole time. Well, that move made it worse.
Got to move up.
Yeah, but I don't want to just jump willy-nilly here, Lara. I can't see where we're actually going to be. Fuck it. That was your fault, Lara.
Got to move up.
I've said that a few times now. But what could it mean? Oh, maybe I'm going to jump across to that. That makes sense. Nope. Nope. And making me start from here again. Okay, we're just going to save this and I'll go to my break because we need to get carrying on. Okay, nice. Groovy.